Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to our alternative audio commentary of the Netherlands against Ecuador, the second match in Group A. I'm your alternative commentator, Nicholas Jones, and you are listening to the Commentary Hub. We just had. I enjoyed listening to Chris Coughlin and Paul James's commentary of the match between Qatar and Senegal, and the 3-1 victory to Senegal has more or less sealed Qatar's fate. They're down on the they are down on their knees right now, and should the Netherlands win against Ecuador, the host nation will be out of the World Cup, and that will be the first time that has happened to the host nation going out at the group stage since South Africa when they hosted the World Cup back in 2010. But we'll go through all permutations as the match goes on, I'm sure. So now let's talk about the teams right now. For the Netherlands, they scored 2 late goals in their game against Senegal on Monday with Cody Gakpo in the 84th minute and Klaassen towards the back end of the match. So they'll be looking to score sooner. Ecuador is another team that also played poorly. Even though Enner Valencia did get a couple of goals in the opening game against Qatar. I actually presented that game on Sunday alongside JB and JB Stothard and Paul. I have to say, Ecuador on that day were very disappointing, and they can only hope that they have a better performance this time. We're now going to go through the lineup, starting with the Netherlands. In goal, number 23, Andreas Noppert. Number 2, Jurien Timber. Number 4, the captain, Virgil van Dijk. Number 5, Nathan Ake. Number 17, Daley Blind. Number 22, Denzel Dumfries. Number 14, David Klaassen. Number 20, Tuenku Coupemenes. Number 21, Frankie de Jong, and number 8, Cody Gakpo for Ecuador. In goal, number 1, Hernan Galindez. Number 2, Felix Torres. Number 3, Piero Hincape. Number 25, Jackson Porozzo. Number 7, Pervis Estupinan. Number 11, Michael Estrada. Number 17, Angelo Preciado. Number 19, Gonzalo Plata. Number 20, Jenson Mendes. Number 20, Jenson Mendes. Number 23, Moises Caicedo. And number 13, the captain, Enner Valencia. So the players now gathering around at the foot of the tunnel, and the game is taking place at the Khalifa International Stadium in Al Bayt. So Virgil van Dijk and Enner Valencia get ready to lead the teams out. It's actually Jegson Mendes. I do apologise. But Mendes and Caicedo are on yellow cards. As too is Matthias de Ligt, who is on the substitutes bench. So if any of them commit a foul during this game, they will miss their next matches respectively. So out onto the pitch come Ecuador and the Netherlands. Paul James says good morning, and hello to you, Paul, as well. Paul James, of course, being in Canada, and the players now making their way out onto the centre of the pitch. Just going to quickly run you through the key match officials. Our referee is Mustafa Gorbel of Algeria, and his assistant referee Mokran Gourari, and this other assistant referee Abdelak Echel, also of Algeria. Fourth official Said Martinez of Honduras. And video assistant referee is Sean Evans of Australia. And the players now gathering around onto the centre of the pitch for the national anthems. And we will pause for the national anthems shortly. And what a sight! Both flags displayed on either side of the pitch alongside the giant inflatable World Cup trophy. What an impressive display! Now it's time for the national anthems.
national anthem of Ecuador. والآن يرجع لعزف النشيد الوطني للإكوادور.
Both sets of national anthems sung with great gusto by both the Netherlands and Ecuador, and the remaining video assistant and the remaining people in the VAR room, alongside Sean Evans. The assistant video assistant referee, I should say, is Rodin Jayed of Morocco. Offside video assistant referee Ashley Beecham of Australia, and support video assistant referee is Mohammed bin Jari of Singapore, and the standby video assistant referee Anton Shektanin of Australia, who was an assistant referee in the match between Mexico and Poland. So this is very much this could well be a case of a winner takes all in terms of points. So they're tied on Ecuador with 3 points each. So whoever wins will top the table at the end of the day. And as I mentioned, Louis van Gaal has made the right decision to put Matthijs de Ligt on the bench, given that he has already sustained a yellow card. Memphis Depay was unfit to play in the first match. Was unfit to start in the first match against Senegal. So, and we can now go through the formations now. It is a 3-4-1-2 formation with Nopper in goal, Ake, Van Dijk, and Timber, the back three in defence. Then Blind, De Jong, Koopmeiners, and Dumfries in midfield. Klaassen flanks Garpo and Bergwijn. And as for Ecuador, it's Galindez in goal, back five, I should say, of Estupinan, Hincape, Torres, Porozzo, and Preciado, Valencia, Cachado, Mendez, and Plata. Valencia has been dropped with Estrada, with Estrada, the lone striker. And the teams now the teams and the nations get ready to prepare for what could well be a stormer of a game. I think key players to watch out for could well be Enner Valencia, and also Davy Klaassen. Also, don't discount Nathan Ake. And don't discount Nathan Ake, the former Chelsea man, now applying his trade at AFC Bournemouth. Louis van Gaal knows what it's like to miss out on glory at the World Cup. Was third overall with the Netherlands in 2014. It will be Ecuador to kick us off. Netherlands are all in orange. Ecuador wearing blue and white. And we are underway at the Khalifa International Stadium for this crucial Group A match between the Netherlands and Ecuador. And it looks like Ecuador have had early possession, but the Netherlands quickly take it back. The ball was briefly with Julian Timber, but was cut out by a Cachado. So a throw in to the Netherlands already, and it's actually Dumfries who will take the throw in. So Dumfries throws, and I think he might have been aiming for Blint, but nothing doing that time. And Ecuador still proving very handy so far defensively. Enner Valencia now with the ball for Ecuador. He tried to pass to a stupid man, but the Netherlands were there before he was. Meantime, the Netherlands have managed to snatch the ball back. It's now with De Jong. He's managed to pass down to Julian Timber. Now it's with Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk now with the ball, and he's passed to one of his teammates. I think that is Nathan Ake. Yes, indeed it is. Ake passing back down to Virgil van Dijk, and Van Dijk crossing forward to I think that might have been Klaassen, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was I can't tell who. But bear with me a second while I try and find the player's name. But it's out of plot. But it's gone out for a. But it has gone out for a throw in, and we're about 2 minutes in. It's still the Netherlands 0, Ecuador 0, and it's actually Stephen. It was actually Steven Bergwijn. Anyway, ball's now back in play. Apologies for loss of concentration. But the Netherlands now have the ball through Blint. Now it's with Bergwijn back towards Virgil van Dijk now. Van Dijk passes the ball around to, I think that was Blint. Now it's gone back to Nathan Ake. Ake now passing to passing to Blint. Now back to Ake. 3 minutes in, it's still the Netherlands 0, Ecuador 0. Now the ball is with Frankie De Jong. De Jong passes to and already a foul has occurred with Preciado of Ecuador. This was something I did not see in real time. He appears to be in quite a fair bit of pain, and that looks pretty nasty. Ecuador Ecuador cannot afford it. Ecuador cannot afford anything like this at that. Ecuador cannot afford anything like this at this moment in time. Gustavo Alfaro, understandably not happy. The Ecuador head coach, and the physios have now come to take a look at Angelo Preciado, but he's back up on his feet. Good to see that he's walking. He's being led around, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's. But I wouldn't be surprised if that provokes a lengthy period of stoppage time, as Louis van Gaal looks on to take notes. It's Timber. It's Timber now with the ball for the Netherlands. He passes up the wing to Ake. Now back down to Van Dijk. Timber once more. Now he's passed to Denzel Dumfries, and Dumfries Dumfries has sent the Dumfries has had the ball put out through Estupinan. Throw quickly taken by the Netherlands. It's a Timber to Ake. Ake was looking to cross to Bergwijn, but Bergwijn now with the ball and a goal for the Netherlands. Very early on in the game, it was Cody Gakpo, the man who scored in their opening game against Senegal. He's done it again, and at an earlier time too. Well done to Cody Gakpo. And the fans jump for joy. The PSV Eindhoven man did well to receive the ball from Klaassen, and he just fired it in without even asking. And Hernan Galindez just didn't stand a chance. And so after around 6 minutes, it's the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0, and the game will be restarted. By Ecuador. Qatar, and if things stay as they are right now, Qatar will be eliminated. So the ball is now with Estupinan for Ecuador, but it's given a throw into Ecuador, which was swiftly taken by Piero Hincapié. Hincapié to Jegson Mendes. Mendes back to Caicedo. And Caicedo has found a Parozzo, and a cross by Parozzo to I think that might have been Preciado. Now the ball is with Felix Torres, and Torres passing to Parozzo. Parozzo with the ball for Ecuador, or should I say Caicedo. Caicedo now was looking to pass to Plata, but Preciado now has the ball for Ecuador. Ecuador need to be assured of at least a point to stay in this contest. And the ball is now with Ana Valencia, who gets a bit of a shove in the back. The referee didn't see this. He's saying play on. Ecuador now have the ball in the 18-yard box, but cleared out by Daley Blint. And Ecuador still remain at bay, at least for now. It's Torres now with the ball for Ecuador. He's managed to pass the ball around to, I think that was Preciado. No, it's actually Plata. Plata now to Caicedo. Now the ball is with Jegson Mendes. Mendes, a pass now to Felix Torres, and Torres now has found Plata. Plata to Pervis Estupinan. Estupinan now passing to Hincapié, and a cross upfield by Hincapié to Jackson Parozzo. Parozzo now back to Ana Valencia. Parozzo again. The Netherlands need to find a way to tackle the ball off Ecuador quickly, whilst Ecuador need to somehow find a gap, which they can't seem to find right now, and they can only pass back to Hernan Galindez in goal. Now the ball is with Felix Torres. Torres does a pass upfield to I think that's Michael Estrada. Now it's been passed to Ana Valencia. Valencia to Caicedo. Now back to Perozzo. Now it's with Felix Torres. Just over 9 minutes in. It's still the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0. And we'll get more, we'll read out more thoughts. We'll read out more of the comments at halftime. But as you've already heard throughout this tournament on the commentary, do please keep them respectful, as this is a family show after all. Felix Torres for Ecuador, but he sends it out for a Netherlands throw-in, and it looks like it will be Cody Gakpo who may take the throw. No, in fact, it isn't. It's Denzel Dumfries. Dumfries tries to get hold of the ball, but Ecuador managed to hold on, and a foul on Ana Valencia. I think that might have been committed by Frankie de Jong. The referee comes over to assess the situation, and Ecuador. And I was actually wrong. It was Julien Timbe who fouled Valencia, and I think Valencia was almost trodden on by Dumfries. Either way, it's given a free kick to Ecuador as Mendes does a quick short pass to Caicedo, and Caicedo has crossed to Preciado. Now the ball is inside the 18-yard box. Valencia tries to go for a shot, but blocked out by the Netherlands. Valencia tries to hold on to the ball though, but now it's with Gakpo. Gakpo passing to Dumfries. Now the ball is with Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners passing to Andreas Nopper in goal. Now he's passed the ball out to Nathan Ake. Ake to, I think that was Gakpo, or should I say Steven Bergwijn. Bergwijn now back to Ake, and Ake pushed down outside the 18-yard box by Michael Estrada. The referee isn't interested. It's now Timbe with the ball for the Netherlands. Now a cross up by Koopmeiners to, I think that might have been Daley Blind. Ake picks up the ball back. He passes down wing to Virgil van Dijk. The Netherlands are playing from left to right, and Ecuador are playing from right to left. Now it's Julien Timbe once again with the ball, and he's passed now to Gakpo. Gakpo to I think that might have been De Jong. Now the ball is with Valencia once again. Valencia passing up the field to Preciado. Preciado now has found Plata, but Plata was swiftly tackled by Nathan Ake. Good work by the Netherlands number 5 as Perozzo was fouled by, I think that was Steven Bergwijn, but play still goes on. The ball is now with Pervis Estupinan. Estupinan for Ecuador plays for Brighton and Hove Albion in the Premier League. Now the ball is with Felix Torres, and Torres now passes up the field to I think that was Estrada. Estrada crossing up the field now to Preciado, but easily cut out by Blind, and a foul by Gakpo, I think it was. Yes, indeed, it was Gakpo, and that was on Estupinan. The referee isn't taking notice of this one either. And the ball is now once again with Ecuador. Torres to Estrada. Now it's gone back to Galindez in goal. Torres once again now towards I think that might have been Plata, but Denzel Dumfries fouled by Estrada, I think it was, and Gakpo just fired it in when he needed to. That was just having a look again on my monitor of the goal he scored, and this one goal could make all the difference in terms of how the Netherlands fare throughout the rest of the group. Don't forget, if they win, they will qualify for the round of 16, whatever happens in their next game against Qatar. And the ball is now with Bergwijn, but he loses it to Enner Valencia, and Valencia now has to defend from the Netherlands. He was under pressure briefly by Koopmeiners, but the ball's nicked by Timber, and Timber did well to put the brakes on Enner Valencia's charge. The Netherlands now have the ball once again. It's Daley Blind who crosses down the wing to Italian Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners now passes the ball back to Timber. Timber now to what looks to be I think that's Frankie de Jong. Yes, it is Frankie de Jong, who now passes back down to Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Nathan Ake, and Ake now passing to Blint, but he can only but Blint does well to pass back towards Andres Nopper in goal. Now it's with Virgil van Dijk once more, almost, and but he passes again to Julian Timber. Timber now to Gakpo, and after 15 and a half minutes, it's still the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0. Ball cleared out of goal by Nopper towards Ake. Now it's with De Jong, back to Ake again. Ake needs to set up an opportunity, but couldn't quite do it. Now it's with Daley Blind. Who some may remember played at Manchester United back in the day. Nathan Ake back towards Blind. Now it's with Frankie de Jong. De Jong passing now to a Bergwijn. Bergwijn again back towards Blind, but Blind manages to do a back cross to Ake. It seems that Ecuador just don't want the Netherlands to break through and score that second goal. Now the ball is back with Frankie de Jong. Almost goes down, but does well to hold on, and he does well to pass to Gakpo. Back towards Andres Nopper in goal. Now it's Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk to Timber. Now it's gone back towards Timber after a bit of jostling around. Back now to Van Dijk. Ake now. Ake has proven himself to be really good in defence. Now the ball is back with Julian Timber, but was able to pass out to Nopper. Now it's back with Ake. Ake crosses to that's Davy Klaassen. Klaassen to Dumfries. Now it's with it was with Gakpo for a moment, but it's gone out for a throw. But the Netherlands fans don't seem to be too bothered about that at the moment. Because they know that their side is one of the strongest in European football at the moment. It's Gakpo, but loses the ball to Felix Torres, and I think the ball was cut out at the last moments by Estupiñán, or should that be Estupiñán? Yeah, it is Estupiñán, and it's a throw in again to the Netherlands to be taken by Dumfries. Dumfries throws to Gakpo. It's Gakpo with the ball. It's Gakpo with the ball for the Netherlands, but cut out of play by Piero Hincapié. Hincapié did well to halt that effort, but it's only conceded another throw in to the Netherlands. Dumfries needs to throw quickly. He does to Gakpo, back towards Dumfries, but sent out again by Hincapié. It'll be yet another throw into to the Netherlands. I think that's three in around a minute. So Dumfries throws the ball now, but it's headed away by Felix Torres and he's passed to I think that was Estupiñán. Estupiñán crossing to Estrada, but it only goes back down the field rather than up. And Estupiñán has been fouled by Dumfries, I think. But it's given, and that has given Ecuador a free kick. He's passed now to Hincapié to Felix Torres, and Torres crossing up the field now to Jackson Parozzo to Estrada, back now to Parozzo, and Parozzo passing back down to Felix Torres to Piero Hincapié now to Estupiñán tries to tackle it off, but Netherlands trying to take it back through Gakpo, and Gakpo has been fouled, or was it? No, it was Denzel Dumfries, and Dumfries taking longer than usual, taking longer to get up on the ground. I think he might have been whacked in the chest or something. We'll just take a look at it, and I think that was some serious arm pulling going on there. And yes, and it was a boot into the arm of Denzel Dumfries. Torres didn't need to do that, or did he actually cut across into his chest? Surely one of the two. But so Denzel Dumfries has managed to get himself back up on the pitch, and I think one of the substitutes psyching himself up in case he ever needs to come on. Don't forget, one of those substitutes is Memphis Depay, who does not start, but is included among the substitutes, which is what the same result was when he was on the bench in their previous game against Senegal. But the Netherlands need to get themselves on the ball back if they want to get the goal again. But it was Ecuador briefly, but the Netherlands tried to take it back, and it was a foul on Michael Estrada. A foul by Estrada, but nothing doing in terms of cards, says the referee. The Netherlands supporters banging the drums, waving the flags, and a free kick has been given to Ecuador. Quickly taken, and it's passed around to Felix Torres. Netherlands currently in possession with 49%, and the ball is quickly taken back by I think that was Denzel Dumfries, but Estupiñán I think Estupiñán might have halted that effort, and it's given a free kick to the Netherlands. Now the ball is with Parozzo passing back to Galíndez now to Felix Torres, and the ball is still with Torres. He's passed out Estrada, now back to Parozzo now to I think that's Caicedo back to Torres. Valencia back again towards Torres. Now it's still with Torres. Torres crosses the ball forwards, but Estrada couldn't get to it in time, and it was passed out of goal by Noppert towards Van Dijk. Noppert passes the ball back out, I should say, to Nathan Ake. Ake now to Daley Blind, and Blind crossing now to Steven Bergwijn, and Bergwijn needs to find an opening, but he couldn't, and the ball was intercepted by Angelo Preciado. And Preciado takes the ball and it's a throw-in by Preciado to Parozzo, and Parozzo trying to cross to Estrada, but well blocked by the Netherlands, but it's not enough, and it's Gonzalo Plata now with the ball for Ecuador, straight into the 18-yard box, kicked out, but it's now back with Ecuador, and And that attempt by Moises Caicedo was well blocked by the Netherlands. Estupiñán back now to Caicedo, and Caicedo too. I think that was Gonzalo Plata shouts for a penalty. The referee says no. I think I agree with him on that one, but that was a very close run thing, or was it? And Plata was actually fouled just inside the 6-yard box, but the referee was quite right not to award a penalty or even consult VAR. And Ecuador have to be content with just a throw-in taken by Estupiñán to Gonzalo Plata, and Plata crossing into the 18-yard box, defended by the Netherlands. Now the ball is once again with Ecuador. Estupiñán passing to Plata. Now back with Estupiñán, and Estupiñán crossing, but headed out by the Netherlands and off the head of Teun Koopmeiners. And but Ecuador have taken the ball back again. It's Felix Torres to Gonzalo Plata. Plata now passing to Valencia, and Plata has been fouled, but the referee's saying play on. But what a tense minute or so it was just now, and it's still, and the goal still, and the scoreline still remains: the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0. And it's not, and the ball is still with Felix Torres, who's passing now to Pervis Estupiñán. Estupiñán back to Felix Torres. Estupiñán pass to Torres. Now it's with Michael Estrada. Estrada to Valencia, almost tackled by Dumfries, and Estrada has been fouled by Jurien Timbe. That looked pretty nasty to me, and the referee should take a look at this very closely. Hacking his leg, which he didn't need to do, and as a result, he's gone down. This was a close attempt on goal by Estupiñán, but it was actually Van Dijk who headed the ball clear, and he actually bounced it off onto the head of Koopmeiners. But Ecuador are still looking to equalise against the Netherlands. The ball's now being crossed, but it couldn't be picked up by Plata. And the Ecuador fans do appear to be happy to be at the Khalifa International Stadium, but Gustavo is not. But Gustavo is not happy at all. Valencia to, but it's intercepted by Koopmeiners for the Netherlands. But the ball's been now given back to Ecuador, and it's Valencia. Valencia passing the ball now to Preciado. Preciado should have taken the opportunity to score, but he failed to do so. And after 27 minutes, it still remains the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0. Let's take a look at this one again. It's Enner Valencia set up the shot, and it was almost Estrada to do it, but a chance went begging for Angelo Preciado, and I think it actually bounced off the knee of Nathan Ake. And I'm actually will this actually result in a corner for Ecuador? Indeed, it will, and this could well be the chance that Ecuador need to bring themselves back into this game. Remember, they need a point to at least stay in contention, as the corner kick was taken by Gonzalo Plata, but it was kept out well by the Netherlands. And the ball now is quickly thrown back to Ecuador. It was with Preciado, and the ball now thrown again to. I think Ecuador still have control of the ball. It's Felix Torres passing to. I think that was Perozzo. Now it's still again with the Netherlands, but something has happened, which could well have given a free kick to Ecuador. I didn't see it in real time. Could well have come off the head of Gakpo, but the Netherlands get the game restarted. It's Blint to Julien Timbe, and Timbe now we're trying to cross to Gakpo, but we're halted. Klaassen to Ake, and the number 20 is actually Koop Miners. And now it's with Blint to De Jong, and Frankie De Jong has been bundled over by at least 3 Ecuador players, but the Netherlands still have a chance, and the ball was tackled off by Jackson Perozzo. Now it's back with the Netherlands, and De Jong across in towards the 18-yard box where Denzel Dumfries was waiting, but Ecuador did really well to defend. But Ecuador did really well to defend that one, and it's given a corner to the Netherlands. And the corner is to be taken by Cody Gakpo, and already an argument going on around the pitch, and I think Virgil van Dijk is involved. Whatever this argument is about, it's Gakpo to take the corner, and it was in fact inside the 18-yard box, well defended by Ecuador. It's Enner Valencia trying to find Gonzalo Plata, but the ball was intercepted by Koop Miners. Koop Miners to Julien Timbe. Timbe to Frankie De Jong. De Jong now back to a Timbe. De Jong passing down to I think that's Koop Miners. Koop Miners now with the ball. Now it's with Klaassen, but almost tackled by Estupinian, and it's a throw into Ecuador. Ecuador still have the ball, but not for long, as it was a tackle by Koop Miners, and Timber getting into a bit of a row with Estrada, and the referee quite rightly comes over to to stop the arguments. Just after 31 minutes, it's still the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0. It's Ake currently with the ball, but he passes back down to Noper, and Noper back to Ake. Now the ball is with Frankie De Jong. De Jong now to Koop Miners, but Koop Miners almost losing the ball to Ecuador. Koop Miners now crossing to Gakpo, but Gakpo just couldn't get to it in time, and as a result, Ecuador now have the ball back through Estrada, and Estrada now crossing to Enner Valencia. Enner Valencia, who scored in the opening game against Qatar, tries to go for it, but he misses by several inches. And I think Dumfries might have impeded him, or was it? And he was actually palmed away by Andres Noper. Good use of the hands, and the Ecuador fans know that this could well have gone in. And a corner given once again to Ecuador to be taken by Stupinian. Ball goes into the 18-yard box, but cleared away by Ecuador, by the Netherlands. Ecuador now looking for another chance, but headed out of play by Denzel Dumfries. The Ecuador fans appear to have now gone quiet inside the stadium, and understandably so. So the ball is now being passed out to Ake. Now the ball is once again with Daley Blint. Now it's back towards Ake. Ake passing to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk needs to find someone to pass it to quickly. He actually passes back to Nathan Ake. Now back to Noper in goal. Now it's with Nathan Ake once more. Nathan Ake passes to Daley Blind, who finds Klaassen, and the ball cut out of play by Jackson Perrault. So it's given a throw-in to the Netherlands. And it will be Blind who will take the throw. Blind throws to Koopmeiners, who passes to Van Dijk. Van Dijk to De Jong. Now it's with Klaassen. Klaassen now finds Cody Gakpo. Now the ball is with Koopmeiners, who passes down to I think that was Dumfries. Dumfries tries to find Gakpo, but Gakpo was too far from the ball, and he should have been a bit closer, in my view. Should Cody Gakpo, but the ball is now back with Ecuador, and it's Caicedo to Ferran to Torres. Now the ball is crossed forward by Piero Incape, headed by Virgil van Dijk, but it's still with the Netherlands. No, it's not. It's now back with Ecuador as Ana Valencia tries to pass the ball around, but is intercepted by the Netherlands. It's Estupiñán to Estrada, or is it? No, it isn't. It's Plata now to Caicedo. Caicedo to Estupiñán. Estupiñán crossing to was trying to cross to Preciado, but was easily dealt with by Noper. The ball is now back with Virgil van Dijk, and Van Dijk now passing to Gakpo. Gakpo loses the ball to Ecuador, however, and the ball is now back with Ana Valencia. Valencia losing the ball again to the Netherlands, this time through Gakpo. It's Timber to De Jong. Now the ball is back with Gakpo, who tried to pass to Denzel Dumfries, but it conceded a throw-in to Ecuador. 36 minutes gone. It's still the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. We're also live on the Commentary Hub 2, JB Sports, Storm FM, and we're also live on Twitch. So throw in to the Netherlands, and Dumfries throws, but loses the ball to Ecuador, and it's now with Jackson Perrault. Perrault to what looks to be Mendes. Mendes now finding Plata. Plata now back to Perrault. Now it's with Mendes again. Mendes now to Caicedo, but Caicedo was unnecessarily brought down by, and what's this? Caicedo getting into a bit of a fight with Klaassen, and I think he wants to, and I think De Jong's trying to say a few things to him, but Caicedo clearly furious at what happened, and things appear to have at least subsided between the two. It'll be a free kick to the Netherlands, with De Jong passing to Ake, and Ake now crossing to Noper in goal. It's Noper passing the ball back out to Nathan Ake, and Ake now crossing the ball was aiming for, I think, Gakpo, but easily, but well defended again by Ecuador. Although Ecuador have now given away a throw-in to the Netherlands. The Netherlands have taken the throw. It's now with Koopmeiners to Gakpo. Gakpo back to Koopmeiners, but tackled by Ecuador. The ball is now with Moses Caicedo, and Caicedo needs to find an opening, but he can only pass back to Estupiñán. Estupiñán now passing to Plata, back towards Estupiñán. Estupiñán now passing to Plata, but taken again by the Netherlands, and it's now with Gakpo, or is it Bergwijn? It was Bergwijn that was fouled, and Bergwijn looking momentarily stunned, and I think that was just a shove in the back, as Piero Hincapié was nowhere near the ball in my view, whatever he might say. But Ake now has the ball again for the Netherlands, crossing, but he passes to Daley Blind. Now it's with Koopmeiners back towards Blind, who has been pushed down by Estrada, but play still goes on. It's the ball is now once again with De Jong, and De Jong now finding Davy Klaassen. Klaassen passing to Blind. Now the ball is with Frankie De Jong. De Jong now to Blind. Now he's passed back to Klaassen, and a cross by Klaassen, but intercepted, or should that be deflected? Or should that be deflected by Perozzo? And the ball almost picked up by Bergwijn, but Bergwijn wasn't able to get to it in time. The ball still with Ecuador, and a foul has just happened, which I did not pick up. It's Felix Torres now to I think that was Perozzo. Perozzo now back to Torres. Now it's with Piero Hincapié, and Hincapié now passing to Hernan Galíndez in goal. 40 minutes have been played. It's still the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0, as the ball is now with Hincapié, and Hincapié tries to cross to someone up front, but headed clear by Van Dijk, and once again he has conceded a throw in to the Netherlands. It'll be a Stupinian who will take the throw. He raises the ball over his head. He's trying to direct where he wants his teammates to go, and he throws to and the referee has blown his whistle for something which I did not for something which I did not see. I think that might have been a poorly timed throw, and yes, indeed, it was a poorly done throw. And I think Estupinian is going to have to do it again. Which he does, and he throws to Enner Valencia, and Valencia now passing to Plata, but Dumfries got in his way, and it looks as though Plata just ran into him. We're almost 3.5 minutes away from half time, and I have a feeling that this game could well be very much the Netherlands. But Ecuador could well be starting to catch up, and Ecuador still have the ball through Plata. Now he's crossed to Jackson Perozzo. Perozzo crossing the ball now forward to, I think that was I think that might have been Caicedo. Yes, indeed, it was Caicedo, but it was easily saved. But it was saved by Noper nonetheless. Timbe passing to Noper, and Noper clearing the ball away, but it's intercepted by a Torres for Ecuador, and now it's with Valencia, and Valencia had the ball forced away by Julian Timbe. So Timbe forced the ball out, and one or two of the Ecuador fans still finding an excuse to jump up and down, even though they are a goal down. It's Van Dijk to kick the ball now to Nathan Ake, and who's passed to I think that's Koopmeiners now to Frankie De Jong, and De Jong now running with the ball, but halted briefly by Ecuador, and now the ball is with Perozzo, and a fight going, and almost an argument going between De Jong and someone I couldn't see, but that argument was briefly stilled. Now the ball is back with De Jong to Blind, and Blind now crossing to Gakpo, I should say, or was it Bergwijn? Yes, indeed, it was Bergwijn, but it was saved by Galíndez. it's Felix Torres. It's Felix Torres now with the ball for Ecuador to Barroso. Now back to Torres. Torres now to Jackson Mendes. Mendes now to Torres. Now it's back with Mendes, and Mendes has fouled Cody Gakpo, but the referee says play on, and the ball is now with Valencia. Now passing it to Hincapié. Hincapié now again to Caicedo. Caicedo to Plata this time. Gustavo Plata now to Michael Estrada. Now it's Enner Valencia. Valencia passing now to Estupiñán. Estupiñán has now almost found Plata, but Plata was fouled, and Plata not happy. But the ball is now conceded back to the Netherlands, and it's with Gakpo to Dumfries, but he's easily cut away by the net. He's easily cut away by Ecuador. And a throw briefly taken by Ecuador with 15 seconds of normal time left. I have a feeling that there could well be about 4 or 5 minutes added on before the halftime break. It's now Felix Torres with the ball for Ecuador. We now approach the 45th minute, and 3 minutes have been added on according to the fourth official. And Estupiñán now has the ball for Ecuador, but it's cleared away by Atimbe. That earlier injury concern was obviously a minor one, but Bergwijn did well to halt that recent attack by Ecuador. And it's Pervis Estupiñán. He has been one of the players of the game so far, in my view. Whether he'll score, he has looked threatening towards goal, but hasn't scored yet. Whether he'll do so in the second half, I don't know yet. So it's Ake passing to Nopper, and Nopper crossing the ball out to Jurien Timbe, but Timbe gets into a scuffle with Estrada, and Estrada now, and the players now stops, and Estrada now has to move himself away. But what on earth can have caused that? I don't know. But it's given a free kick to Ecuador, and it will be Pervis Estupiñán to find a way to get the ball in. So Estupiñán. Estupiñán takes a few steps backwards. He lines himself up, and he kicks the ball into the 18-yard box. Helmers, it was almost headed in by Enner Valencia, but he misses, and it's gone to the far side of the net. And that is, I think, the closest Ecuador have come to leveling. It was the head of Valencia that made contact with the ball, but I think it also bounced off a couple of defenders, and as a result the ball went wide. It's given a corner to Ecuador. They need to capitalize from this, and they haven't so far from their corners. Everyone a bit of jostling for position to make sure that there is space, and the ball has now been kicked into the 18-yard box, cleared out though by whatever, and Ecuador have levelled. It's Pervis Estupiñán. I did say he came close to scoring a couple of times, and now he's done it. And this has blown the game wide open, but the goal has been disallowed. It's disallowed, and this is why it could well, and it's been disallowed. So I think he might just have been. I think it might well have been due to an offside infringement. But I have a feel. But I think the goal should have stood, and Estupiñán thinks so too. But the referee isn't bending. But what do you think? Should Estupiñán's goal have stood? Let me know. And the play can now resume. But it is actually half time. It's half time. Estupiñán did have the advantage, but he was unlucky. But he was unlucky for his goal to be chalked off, and he's clearly upset. And the rest of the team arguing with the referee, arguing with the match officials, trying to overturn the result. But the referee isn't listening. And so half time. And so at half time, I still can't believe it. It still remains the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0. And Paul James agrees that it looks a good goal to me. And I think he's clearly not happy. And I think he's clearly not happy with it being disallowed, as am I. We're going to take a break though, but we'll be back we'll be back just before the start of the second half. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the Commentary Hub's coverage of the Netherlands against Ecuador. It was a very. It started out with a 5 or so minute goal by Cody Gakpo, just like he did in the game against Senegal. But what's really got people talking during the break is that disallowed goal by Pervis Estupiñán. I can't, for the life of me, think as to why it was disallowed. And aside from Paul, who I mentioned before half time, my auntie Anne Jones has said like you, Nick, we can't understand why Ecuador's goal was disallowed. And but back to the here and now, a half-time substitution is about to be made by the Netherlands, it looks like, and I think it is Memphis Depay who is going to. And I think it is Memphis Depay who is going to come on. He came on as a substitute in their first match against Senegal. So he could. So if that is the case, expect him to put on a show as the rest of the Netherlands team now make their way back out onto the pitch. And I think Ecuador really need to pull themselves together. Forget about what happened just before the break, and somehow find a way to turn things around. We'll let you know who Depay is coming on for shortly. But it'll be the Netherlands who will restart the game, and it looks like it'll be Cody Gakpo who will have the first touch of the ball. So up goes the board from the fourth official, and Memphis Depay comes on in place of Steven Bergwijn, who didn't really do much, and he didn't really do much in terms of setting the ball up and finding an opportunity to score. And I have a feeling that he knows it. Hopefully, he'll put on a better performance in the Netherlands' next match against Qatar, and it's actually going to be Depay who will have the first kick of the game. And away we go for the second half between the Netherlands and Ecuador. And straight away, it's Van Dijk passing to Timber, but it's now gone back to Andreas Nopper in goal, and Nopper clears the ball out towards what looks like Van Dijk. Now the ball is with back with Timber, I should say, although he's under pressure from Enner Valencia. Timber does well to clear the ball out of play, but it's given a throw in to Ecuador, and it'll be Hincape to take the throw. But he's passed now to Plata, and almost picked up by Caicedo. Now the ball is with, or should I say Valencia? It was actually kicked out, and the ball was just kicked out by Davy Klaassen. And it's a throw in now. And it's a throw in again to Ecuador. Ecuador take the throw through Estupiñán. Estupiñán loses the ball, concedes the ball to the Netherlands. Ecuador are starting as they mean to go on, it seems, but the referee has issued a stop to play for an incident which I didn't pick up in real time. Louis van Gaal taking notes on the bench as he would. Remember, this is his third stint as manager of the Netherlands. He's will it be third time? Will it be third time lucky for him that time as Caicedo goes down for a foul, and it will be a free kick to Ecuador to be taken this time by Pervis Estupiñán. Everyone gets into the play. The Netherlands tries to form a defensive wall, and it's worked. They kept the ball out of the 18-yard box, but it's conceded it back to Ecuador. It's Plata trying to find an opening, but can't. It's saved by Andreas Nopper. Nopper throws to Ake. Now it's with I think that was Koopmeiners, and Koopmeiners trying to pass the ball to Depay, and Depay just about can't get to the ball. It just went over the line before he could get to it. And after 47.5 minutes, it still remains the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0. It'll be Mendes to take the throw for Ecuador, or will it? No, it's Angelo Preciado. Preciado throws, headed away by Van Dijk, now towards Klaassen. Now it's with Perozzo. Perozzo trying to pass to Preciado, but sent out by Daley Blint. Throwing again to Ecuador, to be taken by what looks to be the number 17 player, Preciado. Van Dijk passing back to Nopper, and the ball headed away now by Koopmeiners, and he's trying to head it to Gakpo, but he's given it away to Ecuador, and this is it, and this is a chance, and this time Ecuador have scored, and the goal is legitimate, and it's Enner Valencia, the man Ecuador can count on to pull them out of a tight situation, and this time the goal stands. We thought that Ecuador had equalised before half-time, but it was disallowed. But Enner Valencia has set the record straight. And I was just witnessing a few scenes. He was mobbed by his teammates and the substitutes. Gets a hug from another one of them, and Ecuador now. And the Ecuador fans now know that the team are back in it. The ball was initially cleared out by Nopper, was headed by Koopmeiners, and it was, but he conceded to Ecuador, and Valencia was initially sent forward by Estupinian, but Valencia took advantage of the rebound, and after 5 minutes of time in the second half, 50 in total, it's the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 1. And what lovely scenes, everyone! What lovely scenes, everyone mobbing Enner Valencia, and this game is now well and truly open. It's Klaassen to Daley Blint. A point will not be enough for the Netherlands to qualify for the round of 16. But they're going to try. It's Depay. And he was going off the ball, but it was stopped but he was halted by Perozzo. Now the ball is back with Frankie de Jong. It's to Dumfries. Now Nathan Ake. Nathan Ake now with the ball for the Netherlands. He passes down to Daley Blint. Blint to Koopmeiners or de Jong. Now it's Davy Klaassen. Klaassen passing to Memphis Depay. Memphis Depay tries to find a gap, but couldn't. And Memphis Depay, formerly of Manchester United, now with Lyon, now with Barcelona, I should say, and Enner Valencia. That is his 6th World Cup, and this is his 6th World Cup goal. And I should say that Depay actually joined Barcelona from Lyon. And the ball is now back with Nathan Ake for the Netherlands. Ake trying to cross to Memphis Depay, but cut out, but deflected away by Felix Torres. And I think that was a pass to Perozzo. but I think that has conceded, and I think that has conceded a corner to the Netherlands. Now the Ecuador fans have found their voice. They're showing. They're making a lot more noise around the stadium, and it's a corner to the Netherlands to be taken by Cody Gakpo. Gakpo kicks the ball in towards the goal area, but kept out this time by Ecuador, and it's Estupiñán now, and it's Estupiñán now with the ball, but tackled by a turn Koopmeiners, and it's a throw in to Ecuador. And Estupiñán wastes no time, but he concedes the ball to Timbe of the Netherlands. And the ball is now back with Torres now for Ecuador. But Ake has taken the ball back for the Netherlands. Now it's with De Jong, back to Ake. Ake passes down wing to Blint, and across by Blint to Depay, which was headed clear by Jackson Porozzo. Already close to 53 and a half minutes have been played. It's still the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 1, and I think the ball has gone over the line for a throw, and a throw-in has been taken, and the Netherlands get the game back in play. It's Koopmeiners to Timbe. Now back to Koopmeiners, and Koopmeiners crossing to Memphis Depay, and Depay now with the ball, or was it Gakpo? It was Gakpo. I do apologise. And it's now, and it'll be a goal kick to Ecuador, and a foul on Timbe, which I did not see in real time. And that was the initial shot by Estupiñán, and Valencia took advantage of the rebound. And the Ecuador fans will know what a point will mean to them. And as for the Netherlands, if they don't get their act together and get in front again, their chances of making the round of 16 early will be diminished, although they will still have a chance come match day 3, and it's thrown to Ecuador to be taken by Preciado. And Preciado throws to Moses Caicedo. Now back to Preciado. Preciado now with the ball. He's passed to Enner Valencia. Valencia passing it now again to Preciado. Now the ball is with I think that was Preciado again. Yes, indeed it was Preciado who actually passed to Caicedo and Valencia. And Louis van Gaal taking a quick drink, obviously to calm the nerves. And Ecuador know that they have to, and Ecuador know that they just have to hold on for at least a point in order to stand a chance of qualifying for the next round. And the ball is now with Frankie de Jong. De Jong now to Memphis Depay. Now it's gone back to Ecuador through Caicedo, and Caicedo to Estrada. Now back towards Caicedo, but Depay takes it back for the Netherlands. Now it's gone towards Cody Gakpo, and Gakpo, he's the meat in the sandwich and fouled. And Gakpo upset. And it looks to me as though Piero Hincapié was involved. We'll just have to confirm that one. I personally have a feeling he was. And Gustavo Alfaro's side knows. And a yellow card has been given. Excuse me while I interrupt myself. We'll confirm who it is shortly. I think it's an Ecuador player that is given a yellow card. It looks to me as though it'll be looks to me like Jackson Mendes, and I think Preciado, but I think it's going to be a Netherlands player that's been fouled. We'll take another look at this. And I was actually correct first time. It was Mendes. It was Mendes who was fouled. It was Mendes who fouled. It was Mendes who fouled him, and the second yellow card of this game means that he will miss the Netherlands. It means they will miss this next match against Senegal as the Netherlands take the free kick. But Ecuador still holding their lines well. And as things stands right now in terms of the Group A table, Qatar will be eliminated. Qatar will be eliminated. And Gustavo Alfaro standing firm on the touchline. He knows that a point is very crucial for Ecuador. He's issuing his instructions from the touchline, moving his hands, being very animated, and it will be Preciado to take the throw to Enner Valencia. Now it's been headed back to Preciado. That was off the head of Mendes. Preciado now has to try and find a way through. Now it's with Enner Valencia straight towards what looks like, and smacked off the post. That was Gonzalo Plata, but Ecuador aren't out of this yet, and an attempt by Enner Valencia chipped away by the Netherlands. Ecuador so close to taking the lead. So we'll now take another look at this on my monitor. It was Enner Valencia tried to initially set up the shots, but the ball went back to Preciado, I think it was, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was Plata, and it just smacked off the post. So very unlucky for Ecuador not to take the lead. Now the ball is with Daley Blind for the Netherlands. He's passed now to Depay. Now the ball is with Frankie de Jong, who finds Koopmeiners, and Koopmeiners passing it to Dumfries. Now back to Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners still has the ball, although he has to defend from Caicedo, and Caicedo does well to tackle, and the ball is out of play. We've just gone past the hour mark. It's still the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 0. Ecuador 1, I should say, and you're listening to the Commentary Hub with me, Nicholas Jones. Throw to be taken by the Netherlands, and this will be Denzel Dumfries, who will be the person to throw, and he does. He throws to Gakpo, but Gakpo fouled straight away. And I think Piero Incape and I think Incape was pushed down by Dumfries in retaliation, and neither side is happy about this. Will this give the Netherlands a free kick? And Gustavo Alfaro Gustavo Alfaro isn't too happy about this either. We now wait to see what the next course of action will be. Don't forget, join Mike Harneman later tonight for England against the United States. The Three Lions could qualify for the round of 16 should they win. But back to the here and now. It's Ecuador on the attack for the second goal, but it's not to be that time, as the ball was just dinked away by Preciado. Now the ball is back in possession with the Netherlands. It's Timber passing to Noper in goal. Now Noper has found Nathan Ake back towards Noper. Noper now passing the ball to the captain Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk now crossing the ball forward to Memphis Depay, but halted by Preciado, and it's now with Valencia. Valencia now trying to find Estrada, but it's been conceded back to Senegal. I mean Ecuador. Now it's back with the Netherlands. It's Depay now to De Jong. De Jong still has the ball for the Netherlands, although he has to be aware of Gonzalo Plata. He passes to Van Dijk. Now back to De Jong. Now it's with Koop Miners. Koop Miners passes down wing to Blint. Now the ball is back with Memphis Depay. Depay needs to find an opening. He does to Gakpo. Now it's the boys in the 18-yard box. Can the Netherlands find a gap? They can't. And once again, this is superb defending by Ecuador. And the ball is now sort of headed away there. It's still with Ecuador as Pierre Hincapié tries to cross forward to Enner Valencia. Valencia now has the ball. He needs to find a way through. He passes to Estrada, but Estrada just didn't take the opportunity when he should have done. He should have used a bit more power, and that would have been the second goal for the Netherlands, for Ecuador, I should say. It was just a slight tap, which wasn't going to do anything, and the Netherlands now have retaken the possession through De Jong. It's now Nathan Ake. Ake passing to Koop Miners. Now the ball's taken by Ecuador through Enner Valencia. But he can only pass to Hernan Galindez in goal. Now the ball is with Frankie De Jong. It's De Jong for the Netherlands to Nathan Ake. Ake needs to find an opening, but he passes straight to Memphis Depay. Depay passes back to De Jong. De Jong to Nathan Ake. Ake now passing back to Timber. Now it's with Dumfries. Dumfries back to Timber. Timber to Van Dijk. Van Dijk does a long pass to Ake. Ake has to watch out for Plata though, and Ake passes to Blint. Now it's with Davy Klaassen. Klaassen back to Van Dijk, and the ball is now with Ake once more. Now it's Klaassen. Klaassen to Daley Blind. Now it's with Davy Klaassen. Klaassen to Cody Gakpo, but it's cleared over the crossbar by Turn Koop Miners, and what's more, he knows it. We'll now take another look at it on my monitor, and it was Koop Miners that sent the ball over the crossbar. It should have been a bit closer, in my view, and that would have been the second goal for the Netherlands. Felix Torres now with the ball for Ecuador, cut away though by Memphis Depay. The game still could go either way at this rate, and the Netherlands still finding a way to cheer on their team by banging. The Netherlands supporters still finding a way to cheer on their team by banging the drums. It's Galindez to kick the ball out of goal, which he does, and it's now heading towards Virgil van Dijk, but he gets into a collision with Estrada. Van Dijk looked the closest to the ball in my view, but what happened between him and Estrada remains to be seen. We'll take another look at that, and it was indeed with Estrada. I think he just pulled him down, but I'm not really sure. But either way, no card given against Virgil van Dijk. It's Timber to Blint. Now it's back to Van Dijk to Timber. The Netherlands still have control of possession, although Ecuador could well be starting to catch up. The ball is now with Gakpo. but it was just sent out at the last moment, and I think it will be a Netherlands. I think it'll be a Netherlands throw-in. Throw-in taken by Gakpo, but he throws to Mendes, and that's not what he wanted to do. But the Netherlands take the ball back, and a slip up by Ecuador has given the Netherlands the chance to turn things around, but it's only given them a throw-in first. Throw-in taken by Blint. Blint's now trying to pass to Depay, and the ball is now back with Ecuador. The ball is now with what looks to be Estrada. Estrada trying to pass to a Plata, but was cut out by, I think, Nathan Ake and Gustavo Alfaro. Gustavo Alfaro being very animated on the touchline. It's Frankie de Jong now for the Netherlands. De Jong now with the ball, and a pass to Van Dijk, and Van Dijk crossing up the wing to Timber. Timber now to Dumfries. Although Enner Valencia looked like he wanted to have a short word with him, but either way he wasn't listening, and a throw-in has been given to Ecuador, and another substitute coming on for the Netherlands, and it'll be Steven Berghuis in place of Davy Klaassen. So Davy Klaassen makes his way off the pitch. He hasn't had a shot on target, and on comes Berghuis. Berghuis gets ready, and a throw was taken by Ecuador, and the Netherlands try to take the ball back, but Ecuador just won't let it go. The Netherlands now have it back as I speak, and it's headed by Van Dijk, almost picked up by Dumfries, and now the ball is with Caicedo. Caicedo concedes the ball to Van Dijk, however, although Plata looked like he was going to try and take it off. Now the ball is back with Nathan Ake. Ake now to De Jong. De Jong now passing to Timber. Now it's Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk tries to hold off Hincapié. He passes this time to Dumfries. Now the ball is with Gakpo, and Gakpo tries to get to Memphis Depay, or should that be Dumfries? But he was held up by Hincapié. Now the ball is back with Ecuador, and a shove in the back by Gakpo on Estupinian. That was very unnecessary in my view. Estupinian looked like he was going to make a break for it, but Gakpo pushed him down quite unnecessarily. That should have been a yellow card at least for Cody Gakpo. But the ball now caught by Nopper in goal for the Netherlands. He passes to Van Dijk, who now finds Timber. Now it's back to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk passes back to Nopper in goal. Now he passes again to Virgil van Dijk. Van Dijk now to what looks to be Koopmeiners. Koopmeiners to it was actually Blint to Koopmeiners, but that's very little to concede the results. The Netherlands will still top their group, but on goal difference and the way things stand, Qatar are heading for the exit door as Preciado gets ready to throw for Ecuador, and a cross by Preciado, but it couldn't be picked up by Michael Estrada. And it'll be a throw-in again, and it'll be a throw-in to the Netherlands. This was what happened, and we're now the VAR check for Enner Valencia, quite clearly onside. So quite clearly onside. So no need for the matter to be discussed further. Anyway, back to the here and now. The ball's now being crossed to Plata, but was defended by the Netherlands. And the ball is now back with Hincape, but Hincape shoved in the back again by Denzel Dumfries. And the referee now coming over. The referee tries to stop this, but the Netherlands are now looking to make a break for it. Can they take the lead again? No, not quite. And that was by Cody Gakpo. Cody Gakpo, unlucky not to take advantage of a clear opportunity. So the ball was thrown to Depay, and it looked like he was onside. The flag doesn't go up, but Gakpo, like I say, was unlucky to have his chances rebuffed. And another substitution for Ecuador this time, as Michael Estrada comes off, and Jeremy Sarmiento will come on to take his place. Once another regular at Brighton and Hove Albion, just like Caicedo. So with almost 15 minutes to go, it's still the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 1, and yes, and a foul again, but this time on Enner Valencia. I think he might have been pushed down by Van Dijk. Van Dijk takes the free kick. Don't know why, but so it's now Koopmeiners to I think that's Berghuis, but Berghuis gets into a bit of a tussle with Jackson Perozzo, and Perozzo might have fouled him, and Louis van Gaal talking to his assistant, talking to his assistant management there, but it's been given a goal kick has been given to Ecuador, headed by Ake, I think, but he's given it away to Ecuador. The ball is once again out of play for a throw. 75 minutes gone, and Van Dijk now has the ball for Lindsay, passes to Ake. Ake still has the ball. He's passed to Daley Blint. Blint needs to find someone to pass to quickly, but he can only pass back to Ake. Ake to Virgil van Dijk, and now he finds Timber to I think Berghuis. Now Frankie De Jong. De Jong passes down the wing to Nathan Ake. Ake now to, I think that was Gakpo, I should say. But once again, he had to concede to Ecuador. Ecuador now have the ball through Estupinian. Estupinian to Caicedo. Estupinian also at Brighton, I should have remembered. Now it's with Felix Torres. Torres now to Estrada. Now back to Torres. Torres now passes to I think that is Plata. Plata now to Plata to, I think, the substitute Sarmiento. But a free kick has been given to the Netherlands, and it'll be Mendes. And it'll be Mendes that will take the free kick. I think one of the Ecuadorian players might have been fouled by one of the Dutch squad. But either way, play now resumes, and it's now Felix Torres with the ball, and he crosses forward to Enner Valencia, but Valencia brings down Ake. Play goes on, however. as it's Caicedo now to Estupiñán, but Estupiñán almost loses the ball to Berghuis, but he needn't have worried. It's a throw in now to Ecuador. A couple of the substitutions taking some energy boost snacks and a drink. But the ball has now been passed back to Galindez in goal. Now once again it's with Felix Torres. Torres now to Preciado, and Preciado almost conceding to Blint. Now the ball is with Plata. Plata passing to Perozzo. Now he passes back to Galindez in goal. Galindez passes the ball back out to Torres. Now the ball has been picked up by Caicedo. Now it's with Gakpo, but Gakpo loses the ball to Estupiñán, and Ecuador still have possession. Ecuador still in charge, but Timber managed to foul Mendes, and Caicedo Caicedo having a bit of a small chat with the referee. Will it be a free kick to Ecuador? I have a feeling it might be. So Timber just sort of wraps his arm around Mendes's chest, and I think his momentum might have forced him down. A double substitution for the Netherlands this time as Koopmeiners makes way for Martin de Roon. And off the pitch will come Gakpo. Cody Gakpo scored earlier on, and on comes Wout Weghorst. Weghorst, who was a substitute in the last match, unused. Now it looks as though Louis van Gaal might need him, and the ball still remains. But the ball is now with Ecuador. It's Estupiñán now with the ball. Tries to pass to his teammate. Tries to get off the ball. Almost holds on, but cut out by Martin de Roon. And it will be a corner now to Ecuador. Is it actually Martin de Roon, or is it Tyrell Malacia? I think it might well be Martin de Roon. Yes, indeed, it is Martin de Roon. So Ecuador to take the corner, and it'll be Pervis Estupiñán to take the corner. He kicks the ball in towards the goal, almost headed in by Valencia. Now it's headed up. Now it's cleared over by Angelo Preciado. But the Netherlands now have a chance. The ball's back in play for them. It's Nathan Ake to Daley Blint. And with just under 10 minutes left, it's still the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 1. But Caicedo now passes to Sarmiento. Sarmiento now to Estrada. Now back to Torres. Now the ball is back with Perozzo. And Perozzo crossing up front to I think that's Plata. Now the ball has been passed back to Torres. Torres now with the ball. And straight now to Hincape and Valtvek, and the ball was still with Torres. Now the ball is back with Estrada. Now once again it's with Sarmiento. Sarmiento passing to Hincape, and what looked like. And I think it was trying to set up Estupiñán, but Estupiñán was held up by the Netherlands defence. Now the ball is back. Now the ball is back with the Netherlands. It's Van Dijk to Nathan Ake. Ake now passing to Blint. Now Blint passing again. Now Blint finding Memphis Depay, but cleared away by Felix Torres. Good defending by the Ecuador defender. Timber now passing down to Nopair now passing back out to De Jong. De Jong now finding Timber. Now Timber has passed to what looks like what looks like Daron. Daron now with the ball to what looks like yes, indeed it is Daron. Daron now crossing to Dumfries. Dumfries unlucky to miss from several yards back. And as we approach the 83rd minute, it still remains the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 1. This match is far from over. Galindez now getting ready to send the ball out of goal. And Valencia gets ready to receive it, but he doesn't, and it's been passed around this time to Perozzo. Perozzo passing this time now to Valencia again. Valencia now with the ball, formerly of West Ham and Everton, now with Fenerbahce in the Turkish Super League. It's now going to be a throw-in to Ecuador. Preciado gets ready to throw, which he does, and he throws this time to what looks to be Sarmiento to Caicedo, but conceded again to the Netherlands, and the ball is kicked out of goal by Nopair. I thought the Netherlands were going to win this one, but it seems like they're now on the back foot as De Jong passes to Daley Blind, and Blind now passing the ball around to Depay, but conceded to Mendes. Mendes to Estupinian, and Estupinian tackling and fouling Denzel Dumfries. I think he pulled his shirt briefly, but it's conceded a free kick to the Netherlands, which they take rapidly. It's Nathan Ake now with the ball for the Netherlands. Ake now sprinting up, but he was brought down by Caicedo, and that looks like a pretty nasty foul. I'm not sure whether but Caicedo was very close to taking the ball. It doesn't look like he's going to get a yellow card, luckily. So, but it has given a free kick to the Netherlands with 4.5 minutes left at the Khalifa International Stadium. Everyone now looking to go into position. A free kick taken by Berghuis, but kept out by Ecuador, who I have to say are playing a lot better than they did against Qatar on Sunday. And it's Daron to Timber. Timber passes back down to Daron. And Daron now to De Jong, but an Ecuador player has gone down. I didn't notice it. I couldn't see who it was, but it's Daley Blind now passing to Nathan Ake, and shouts for the game to be stopped have been called, but play is still going on though, and the ball is now being crossed. Was aiming to be crossed to Memphis Depay, but it was halted by Hernan Galindez, and it's Ana Valencia who levelled early on in the second half, has been fouled. Gustavo Alfaro clearly furious that he wasn't noticed earlier, and everyone now getting into a discussion, no doubt about the foul. we're going to have to try and work. We're going to have to try and work this one out here. The physio's now coming over to have a look at Enner Valencia. He seems to be in a bad way, but he's showing no sign. But he's showing no signs of getting up. He may well have to be stretchered off and substituted. That looked like Kevin Rodriguez warming himself up, as did Romario Ibarra. They're spraying some kind of liquid onto him, and it looks like it will be Rodriguez that will become. And it looks like Rodriguez will be coming on, as to will Ibarra. And Kevin Rodriguez going through some kind of prayer, it looked like, and I have a feeling that Enner Valencia will have to. I have a feeling that Enner Valencia will have to be moved. He did pick up an injury in the opening game against Qatar, and whatever the injury is, it's come back to haunt him. And this was the goal that equalized, or was it the earlier cut, or was it? And this was actually the Cody Gakpon goal, and Valencia was able to take advantage of the rebound from after Pervis Estupiñán just couldn't take it. And he's actually gonna be stretched off. That is not what you want to see. And Paul James is right. This does look pretty serious. Meanwhile, the two subs. He is moving. But the main thing is he is breathing. He should be able. He will. Whatever the injury is, I'm sure he will recover from. But he may likely miss the rest of the tournament. And this could well be bad news for Gustavo Alfaro. Valencia is one of his key players, and this could well put him in an awkward situation as to see who should replace him. So off comes Gonzalo Plata, and coming onto the pitch will be Kevin Rodriguez and Romario Ibarra. We're now into the 90th minute, and I have a feeling that there will be close to about. And I have a feeling that about 10 or so minutes will be added on. We'll confirm with you shortly. And Valencia, he's actually been taken off the stretcher, which is good. But he is hobbling around. He must have some kind of cramp. And the ice bags are well provided. 6 minutes are to be added on, and this time I think it's for an understandable reason. After the shambles we had to endure earlier this week, and was that almost a goal by Rodriguez? I think it was. But it was Nopaire was able to block. Nopaire had the ball, but he dawdled too long. And Rodriguez was just unlucky not to take advantage. But the Netherlands need to take the lead within the next 5 minutes. They need to make them count if they are to even stand a chance of qualifying for the round of 16. But whatever the situation is right now, Qatar will be out of the World Cup. And as I said almost at the top of the show, the first home nation to go out at the group stage since South Africa in 2010. Or should I say host nation? And Pervis Estupiñán gets ready to take the throw for Ecuador. He throws, and it's gone to Sarmiento, and Sarmiento tried to line up a shot at goal, or was it? No, it wasn't. It was Angelo Preciado, and because of despite his initial goal being disallowed, I still thought it was a brilliant one. And because he's been great all round, I'm going to give my player of the match to Pervis Estupinian. So Pervis Estupinian, our player, and Pervis Estupinian, our player of the match, as sponsored by Commentary Services. Well done to him, and Enner Valencia now taking a well-earned drink with the ice pack strapped to his leg. Hopefully for Ecuador, he will be able to be in their final group stage match against Senegal. And now it's with Jeremy Rodriguez, but fouled by Nathan Ake. With some 3 minutes left until full time, it's the Netherlands 1, Ecuador 1. Preciado throws the ball to Caicedo. Now it's back with Preciado. Now the ball has been passed around to Sarmiento. Sarmiento tries to keep the ball in, but he's under pressure from De Jong, and he almost keeps it in, but De Jong was able to force it out. I think he actually tackled. I think he tackled Sarmiento, and the ball was just sent away at the last moment by Angelo Preciado. So we've now got some 2 minutes left until full time, and Daley Blind appears to have cleared the ball away, but it was actually sent out by somebody from Ecuador. It's a corner to the Netherlands. It's a corner to Ecuador, and they have to. And if they want to get in a second goal, now is the time. And it will be a real boost for Ecuador if they manage to get this ball in. Sarmiento kicks the ball into the 18-yard box, but headed away by Van Dijk. Now it's been caught once again by Sarmiento. Sarmiento tries to hold on, but it's gone out of play because Frankie De Jong was hounding him. 1 minute to go until full time. I have a feeling it might go slightly over, and the ball is now with Estrada, I think it is. Now it's with Jeremy Sarmiento. Sarmiento loses the ball to Blint, and now the ball was almost picked up by Memphis Depay, but he slipped up, and it was picked up by Felix Torres. Torres now to I think that's Preciado. Preciado now to what looks like Ibarra now to De Jong, but which was tackled by the Netherlands, of course. Now the ball is with Berghuis. Berghuis now for the Berghuis, but tackled by Ecuador. Now it's with Frankie De Jong. De Jong now passing to Timber, back towards De Jong. Now it's Nathan Ake. The Netherlands have failed to convert any chances, and they won't now. It's full time. It's full time at the Al Khalifa Stadium, and Ecuador have stunned everyone by earning themselves a point, and this could well keep their chances of making the round of 16 alive. Meantime, though, it confirms it. Qatar are eliminated. And their last remaining match against the Netherlands will be one of pride, surely. So the Netherlands failed. So the Netherlands couldn't earn that place in the round of 16 early. They have to do it the hard they have to do it the hard way, they have to do it the hard way. That said, they are still on top of Group A, and Ecuador are second, but the Netherlands are still top by the amount of goal difference. And that just about wraps up our coverage on the Commentary Hub. But don't forget, join Mike Harneman for the big game tonight between England and the United States. If England win, they will qualify for the round of 16, and I think they could well do so with the inclusion of with the good news that Harry Kane and Harry Maguire will start after having undergone injury checks. I've been Nicholas Jones. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for tuning in to the game between the Netherlands and Ecuador. So don't forget, join Mike. So don't forget, join Mike for the 7 o'clock match. Until then, goodbye for now.